I was still doing music stuff, but I wasn't DJing as much during that time. I was actually throwing hip hop shows here in Austin. So because I had like a surplus of money at the time, I was like renting out venues and promoting hip hop shows, because I had originally, when I was DJing in high school and stuff, just that's like the crowd that I fell in with, kind of like I don't know who was big at that time. It's kind of like the XXX like come up, like 2016, like, you know, when that whole like generation of hip hop was really big. That was like really interesting to me. So I was like throwing shows here and just like that was gonna kind of be my gig. I wasn't really like, I felt pretty good about that. It was like, I felt like I compromised with myself of like, okay, I can work this 9 to 5, but I can still do something cool. And like being at a show and like knowing that like every ounce of what's happening there came out of your brain is like pretty awesome.
You were the actual like promoter, but I used to work for a promoter doing productions and stuff. And yeah, it's a different game, man.
Yeah, it's a crazy world. Like
especially because I did that in the EDM world, so you're talking like rap world. I know that's even more on like a hardcore
level. It gets crazy really quickly. Luckily, like I'm from the suburbs. Obviously, like I'm not a street dude, but luckily, like a lot of my homies, I was mutual friends with a lot of like real street guys, and they helped me kind of meander through all of that. And I felt safe in those environments. So shout out to all my boys here who garnered me in those situations. I was just trying to get them paid. And yeah, it's just like, I tend to like jump like gung ho into things. I'm very like spontaneous, like kind of all
in. Are doing 100%. Or doing it 100% or not doing it at all type of person?
100%. So yeah, I just had the idea and then just jumped into it. So, but I mean, at the same time, when you do shit that way, like that's like your rate of learning and whatever you're doing is the fastest it can possibly be, because you're just like throwing yourself in the hellfire. So I think like I threw like 4 or 5 shows in a span of maybe like a year and probably lost $15,000 to $20,000 out of my pocket. And that was when but I didn't care, right? It was like I still have the mentality now where I just want it to be a good time. I just want everyone to enjoy themselves. And I was like, I'll figure out the money later. Like, let's just make this really cool. So I did my best to do that.
Yeah,
so
you left at a loss then?
Yeah, so I kind of like, it's kind of blurry for me, but I boil it down to like, I woke up one day essentially and was like, I've always wanted to like really go at this as far as like dance music and bass music goes. And it was very obvious to me that in my situation that I was in at the time that it wasn't going to be possible. So I kind of just said, it's now or never.